Okay, so first question. Page number 136. What is evaporation? Name the factors that affect evaporation. So what is evaporation? Anyone in class?
So it is the change of liquid state into gaseous state.
Gaseous state. And it can happen at any temperature. Okay. We
Below
discussed
boiling
that
point.
below
Below the
boiling
boiling
point.
point.
Yes, it can happen at any temperature below boiling point. And name the factors that affect evaporation. See, it's given on page number 136, mind map. Availability of water, because water must be available. If water is not there, how the evaporation is going to take? Air pressure, change in evaporation as well affects the evaporation, change in air pressure. If low pressure, that means water can evaporate more. Area of evaporating surface, relative humidity, temperature. These are the factors which affect the evaporation. Okay, this is clear. First question. Second, what is condensation? When does condensation occur? What is condensation? It
So
is the
it is a
change of
process when water vapor convert into liquid.
liquid state. See, it's written on page number 136. Technical terms. In
The
TTs, it is
process
written
in which the gaseous state change into liquid state.
liquid state. That's condensation. Okay, when does condensation occur? When does it happen? When? Anyone in class?
So at the times of rain.
And that's fine, but when? When air is cooled below its dew point. See, when the dew point is reached, and further cooling will lead to condensation. That is, water vapor will get converted into snow. It will condense into moist water, liquid or solid. So when air is cooled below its dew point, when the air is cold below its dew point, the water vapor content will be converted into liquid state or solid state depending on the dew point, whether it's below freezing point or above freezing point. Okay, so when air is cold below its dew point, that's the answer. Okay, so how does air get cooled? How does air get cooled? This phenomena we use
So
in ACs.
when
Yes.
dew point reach below its freezing point.
No. How air gets cooled? Here we will discuss about adiabatically. When air expands,
It get cool.
it gets cooled. When air expands, pressure decreases, temperature decreases, and air gets adiabatically cooled. Expansion leads to cooling. Okay, that you can write. It's given page number 130, I think, somehow. Okay, that idea, but not much is given. Okay, that you can write in your own words. Name the different forms of condensation. Different forms of condensation.
So clouds, dew, fog, and then frost and
Hail,
mist.
snow, frost, virage, anything you can write. It's given on page number 134 as well. Fog, mist, smoke, rain, hail, snow, dew, frost. So mainly smoke is being like you can witness fog, smoke in like Delhi and those industrial areas where pollution is like high. Okay, next one. What is precipitation? What is precipitation?
The different forms in which the water gets cooled and comes on earth.
Yes, the fall of the moisture from the atmosphere. That's precipitation in simple words. Or you can write from page number 134. Fourth point, content analysis. Precipitation is defined as water in liquid or solid form falling on the earth. Okay. It can be termed as deposition of atmosphere moisture and is the most important phase of the hydrological cycle. Hydrological cycle. Okay. Now state the conditions necessary for precipitation. Conditions
So the
necessary for
air
precipitation.
must be saturated and it must contain the small particles of matter and it must be cool
Yes.
below dew point.
Okay, see these conditions are given on page number 135. See the mind map. There must be a temperature, that means it must be cooled below its dew point. So air must be cooled below its dew point. Temperature at which condensation take place, that must be there. air must be saturated. It must be saturated in presence of dust or particles, because around these dust particles, the condensation will take place. Okay, or it's given on page number 130 as well. Conditions necessary for precipitation. Page number 130 as well, it is given. Okay, do write in your own words so that it's easy to remember. What are the different forms of precipitation?
Rain, hail,
Sir,
snow.
heat,
Okay, these are given on page number 134 again. Fog, mist, smoke, rain, hail, dew, and dew point also. Okay, how is the conventional rainfall caused? How it is being caused? Conventional rainfall
by the
that we,
process of
that we have already discussed. That due to the first it starts with the sun, so intensity from the sun, land get heated, and through land the air above it gets heated. So the water vapor, all that is being rises along with the air. All that you have to write. Pressure decreases, temperature decreases, right? Expands, then cooling take place, then saturation, all that you have to write. Okay, that you can write in your words. Okay, give two characteristics features of the conventional rainfall. Name an area which commonly experience. So which is the area which experience this kind of rain mainly? So where is the intensity of the intensity?
equatorial zone.
Equatorial regions you can write. Okay. Give two characteristics features of the conventional rainfall.
These types of
Correct.
rain mostly at 4
During
o'clock.
4 o'clock in
So
afternoon, and
why
it is
does
century.
okay, why does it happen mainly in evening, like around 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock showers, these are called. Why mainly they happens in afternoon only? Most of the rainfall does take place in around 4 o'clock. Why?
So
Because
because
at that
this
time,
process takes place till 2 o'clock in the afternoon only. That's
yeah,
why.
intense heating does take place in afternoon when the sun is overhead. So convectional current will be strongest in afternoon. So in afternoon, convectional current starts to build, and by around 4 o'clock, the rain falls. Understood this one? So in afternoon it starts, and the convectional currents are at its peak, and by 4 o'clock, the rainfall starts to fall. Okay. So characteristics you can write. It is always to ensure that is, it is always in huge amount. It falls in huge amount along with thunder and lightning. Okay, because movement of air is there. Okay. Now conventional rain. Okay, what are the chief requirements for orographic rainfall to be experienced? Chief requirements for the orographic rainfall to be experienced. What are the requirements? For orographic rainfall. So there must be moist air as well. Wind must push the moist air towards the mountains. So this moist air must be pushed towards the mountains. It must be pushed towards the mountain so that it rises, and then again the same phenomena happens. Pressure decreases, temperature decreases, adiabatically cooling takes place, expansion takes place, and rainfall happens. Those all you have to write. So here you will be writing main requirement is what? There must be humid air, there must be moist air, and it must be pushed towards the mountain. Okay. And name a region which experiences it. Orographic
So
rainfall.
Western Ghats
Western Ghats.
on windward side.
Yes, on windward sides, orographic rainfall. On the leeward side, port and dry winds. Okay, that where no Western Ghats, Chadris, you can write those. They are the same thing. Okay, what is the meaning of rain shadow? What is the meaning of rain shadow? So see here, this was the windward side, the wind foil. The other side, the leeward side. It is the rain shadow because there will be no rain this side, very less or no rain. So you can write this from technical term as well. The area on the leeward slope to the mountain ridge in the shadow of the mountains where precipitation is greatly reduced compared to the windward side. Okay, in technical term you can show. So rain shadow, shadow of the rain, no rain, very less rain. Give an example. eastern sides of the Western Ghats. Yes, eastern sides of the Western Ghats. Okay. What is cyclonic rainfall? Name a region which experiences this type of rainfall. What is cyclonic rainfall? See here, here I will discuss you two things here. Open.
The mass of cold air.
Okay, see here, I discuss you two things here. I forgot, we left in the chapter. See your page number open, page number 132. Page number 132 open. See here, cyclonic rainfall, it can happen when two different air masses meet. That is one way. Okay, it can happen in two ways. First is when mass of two different densities, two different air masses meet. That is, one is cold and dry, one is moist and warm when they meet. So when they meet, the warm air being light, being less dense, it rises and rainfall happens. This is one reason. Other reason is like mainly in tropical cyclones. These are cyclonic frontal rainfall that happens in temperate regions. Where in tropical regions we have the hurricanes and those. So here it is conventional type. Cyclones can be conventional type as well. So here what happens here during mainly in August or around August or September, the oceans are warmer. The oceans are warmer. So low pressure develops over the oceans. Low pressure develops, so wind rushes towards it. Winds rushes towards the low pressure. And because of rotation of the Earth, Coriolis force, the winds starts to deflect towards the right in northern hemisphere and in towards left in southern hemisphere. So as they try to move towards the low pressure, they starts to rotate in anti-clockwise in northern hemisphere. This is how cyclone develops. And now see here, these winds rushing towards the low pressure, they rises. They rise. They are pushed upward. As they rise, they expand. As they expand, as they rises, they are moved outward in the upper atmosphere that is near the tropopause. And as they move outward, they expand, they cool, and rainfall happens surrounding it. So you can see in the center of the cyclone, there will be no rainfall or very little rainfall. Okay, and it is a silent zone. There will be no wind as well because the winds is rising up, whereas all the winds from the surrounding will be rushing towards it. Very fast blowing winds will be there. So you can witness this on Sony BBC Earth as well. There's one program, Hurricane Man. There you can witness those all winds. You can see those how they are flowing. These are very fast winds, and they tremendously affect the structures and all infrastructure, people as well. They impact a lot. Huge rainfall do take place, and it is very torrential rainfall. Okay, so this is clear. Origin, there are two different origins. One is the frontal in nature, other is the conventional in nature. Understood? Two different kinds of conventional rainfall, two different kinds of cyclonic rainfall. One cyclonic rainfall was frontal in origin, other was conventional in origin. So what is conventional rainfall? Cyclonic rainfall. Page number 131, you can write from there. So you can write it is found when two different air masses like they are having different temperature, humidity, density meet. And this frontal rainfall happens. Those all you can write. Okay. Name a region where this type of rainfall is experienced. Cyclonic rainfall. Where this type of rainfall is.
So equatorial region.
See, there are some particular regions are there. Cyclonic rainfall. Equatorial region mainly it is a conventional rainfall.
Equatorial region is the northern part of India in winter.
In parts here in India, where does it happen? Anything?
So in the northern part.
In northwest part of the Rajasthan.
In
northwest part of India. Okay, northwest part of India it happens. And how it happens? See, these depressions happens originate in Mediterranean Sea. So low pressure develops in Mediterranean Sea, and from that Ukraine or all cold winds blow. So this low pressure, this cyclone develops, and now because of western jet streams make this winds to blow towards India. And this is how we call them western disturbances. These western disturbances are cyclonic in origin. And as well, we have in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh as well, we have cyclonic rainfall. Cyclonic rainfall, we know those regions mainly hit by the cyclones. These regions mainly hit by the cyclones, and that is the rainfall that happens, that is cyclonic in origin. So Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, those all regions. Okay, you can write any one of them as example. Okay, so next, state the principal factors affecting the distribution of rainfall. Principal affecting the distribution of rainfall that we have discussed.
So
Page number
latitude,
132. Latitude, temperature, moisture, temperature, those all points.
And continental
Atmospheric
conditions.
disturbances, differential heating of the land and water, air masses movement, frontal activity. You can write 4 or 5. That's more than enough. Okay, 3 are more than enough. 3 or more you can write. Which are the wettest regions of the world? Which are the wettest regions of the world?
So Mawsynram.
This Mawsynram is there, so that's near Cherrapunji in Meghalaya. See here, so mainly we can write equatorial regions are the wettest regions of the world. Simply we can write, that's a straightforward answer. There are many more regions that are more, that's Mawsynram is in India. There are many more regions in world as well, getting more rainfall as compared to Mawsynram. So you can write, equatorial regions and monsoon areas of Southeast Asia. That will be more a perfect answer. Equatorial regions and monsoon areas of Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia, monsoon areas. Here we have most of the rain. Equatorial regions and monsoon areas of the Southeast Asia. Okay. Now 14th. Give 2 examples of the areas that receives less rainfall than less than 25 centimeters of rainfall. That is very scanty rainfall. Which areas less than 25? Yes, which areas?
Sir, nearby Thar Desert.
So nearby what? Thar Desert we can say. Thar Desert, Sahara Desert, arid regions of Rajasthan and Gujarat. Like arid regions of Rajasthan and Rann of Kutch as well, we are having very less rainfall. And Sahara Desert, any desert you name, that's mostly less than 25 centimeters of rainfall. Okay, name the process like Atacama Desert, Kalahari, Namib, any desert you name. Explain the process of precipitation in brief. That you can explain? Process of precipitation in brief. That we have discussed already. All that part you have to tell precipitation, how precipitation takes place. Name the 3 types of soil. No, 3 types of rainfall. Name the 3 types of rainfall that we would as well discuss. Convectional, orographic, cyclonic.
Orographic and cyclonic.
Yes, 3 rainfall. And in cyclonic, we have 2 types that we already discussed. The origins, they are cyclonic in origin, but other reasons. One is frontal, due to frontal, other is because of convectional. Okay. So name 2 characteristics of orographic rainfall. That is given on page number 131. That is given on page number 131 as well. The maximum precipitation is on the windward side, and on the leeward side it is less. There's those all point you can write. Decreases as the maximum precipitation occurs on the windward side. And as well they are given on page number 135. See here, moisture laden winds supposed to rise along the mountains. See here, these are the conditions as well you can write from here. Page number 135, mind map 14.2, second pink box. From that, these are properties as well. You can write from that. Okay. Name the factors necessary for conventional rainfall. That as well given on page
Intense heating of surface and abundant supply of moisture.
Abundant supply of moisture. These are the 2 points. Okay, where does cyclonic rainfall occur? That we already discussed. in question number 12. Northwest Rajasthan in winter and
Equatorial areas.
in equatorial areas as well you can write.
Northwest
India,
part of India.
Assam as well, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh, those all regions you can write. Okay. Explain the following terms. These you can write yourself. Absolute humidity, relative humidity, dew point clouds, hail, fog, snow, precipitation, that you can find and write. Distinguish between the following. Evaporation, condensation, you can write 2 or 3 points. Convectional rainfall, orographic rainfall, dew and frost as well you can write. Okay, these you do yourself. Now give regions. These are very important. Give reasons for the following. Conventional currents generally lead to rain. They generally lead to rain. How? So you have to explain here the whole process of conventional rainfall. So I start with the sun. Intense heating of the land. It warms, air get warm, moisture, like any water bodies there, it get converted into water vapor. And along with this air, water vapor rises, those all here. So warm air, both warm air, warm moist air, you can write, warm moist air, rise, produce convectional current, etc. The intense sunlight at the equator is absorbed by the Earth's surface, causing it to give off heat and warm the air above it. The air expands as it warms. As it warms, it expands, it rises, becomes less dense, it rises, the temperature decreases, at it will get cold. Now all the dew point and those saturation, those things you can write. And cooling leads to rain. Those all points you can write, okay? The rain shadow areas are generally dry. Why?
So because the moisture rises up on the windward side and it rains on the windward side only, and the winds have no water when it reaches the leeward side.
Yes, so see what happens whenever a barrier is there. So this barrier, what it does, it causes the winds to rise. It causes the winds to rise on the windward side, and most of the moisture is falls here. Precipitation takes place on the windward side. Now the air is depleted of the moisture. Now air become depleted of the moisture because it has already dropped most of the moisture in the form of rainfall on the windward side. Now this air contains very less moisture. Okay. Now moisture is depleted. Now on the leeward side, what happens? This air is flowing down. It is flowing down. So what happens? It gets compressed. As it gets compressed, pressure increases, temperature increases, relative humidity decreases, and this hot and dry winds, no rainfall will take place. So what happens on the leeward side? As this flows down, these winds get warm, relative humidity decreases. So these winds are able to hold more moisture. Rather than shedding the moisture in the form of rainfall, they have got the capacity to hold the more moisture. So no rainfall will take place. These we have discussed: Fohn winds, Chinook winds, those winds. Okay, in winds as well, few winds are not in syllabus. Okay, that I leave up to you. Find the syllabus and find which winds are not in syllabus. Some winds only. Still, we have discussed all the winds. Okay. Okay, now next one, cyclonic rainfall is common in the belts of westerlies. Why they are common in the belts of westerlies? We have seen when the cold winds, polar winds, and the westerlies meet, where they meet. There is a low pressure. Which low pressure? The polar low pressure belt is there, where these winds, westerlies and easterlies meet. Easterlies are polar winds, cold dry winds, and westerlies, they are warm and moist. So because it has cyclonic rainfall is common in the belt of westerlies because it has low pressure, and it occurs when two different air masses meet. Because in those regions only two different air masses are meeting. In the temperate regions, two different air masses are meeting. Therefore, we are having cyclonic rainfall. Okay, next is areas of trade winds are usually dry. Areas of trade winds are usually dry. Why they are usually dry? You can see around 30 degrees. The winds blowing towards the equator. So around 30 degrees, you will say mainly these winds originate on the land. Trade winds mainly originate on the land. Therefore, they are dry. So they do not contain much moisture. Okay, 1 minute only I'll take. Draw self-estimate diagram to show all the 3 types of rainfall that you can draw. So conventional rainfall 14.7, orographic 14.9, cyclonic 14.10 and 14.11. Okay, 14.10, that is temperate cyclone, right? 2 different air masses meet, and this is tropical cyclone 14.11. You got the difference between tropical and temperate cyclones? Okay, so time is up. So we end here, complete this, and next we will be discussing 18th chapter. Okay, in that we will be discussing only 3 biomes. We will be discussing only 3 natural regions. That is mainly biomes. They are called biomes. So in 18th chapter, open 18th chapter, page number 158 once, and we'll be ending after a minute. Open once, so page number 158. So see, first we'll be discussing this chart, 18.1. So we'll be discussing all the regions, and then we'll discuss only 3: equatorial type, monsoon type, and hot desert type. Only 3 are in syllabus. The rest have been excluded. So we'll have brief idea about all the regions, and then we'll discuss in detail these 3 only. Okay.
Sir, this unit pollution is excluded.
See, pollution is not excluded, but pollution I have already given you in project work. So I'll be covering this pollution at last. All these 3 chapters I'll be covering at last. Okay. When we have the time, at last we'll be covering these 3 chapters. Okay.
Okay, sir.
These are easy as well, and these as well I have provided you in project work. So I'm leaving these all 3, and we'll be discussing all 3 at the same time. So there may be a sequence, and you can easily understand them. So first we'll discuss the natural regions, then we'll start the second unit. Okay. Landforms is not in syllabus. A slight bit idea will take. Then rock and rock cycles, weathering will take. Earthquakes, then volcanoes will take. Maybe in this sequence we'll go. Okay. Okay, so we end here. Okay, complete your work. Yes. Anything more you want to ask?